Welcome to my backyard. I'm Wes.
And I'm Chase. This is a show for kids by kids to show you how much there is to do in your own backyard from little to no cost.
We're here at Glen Haffey Conservation Area, part of the Toronto and Region Conservation Authority. We're just south of Mono Mills and on Airport Road.
We are here with Mr. Patterson. Thanks for being on my backyard today, Mr. Patterson.
You're welcome.
What is your role here at Glen Haffey?
I am the park superintendent of Glen Haffey, so I manage the park and the fish hatchery. I'm also the superintendent of the Heart Lake Conservation Area.
What kinds of fishing opportunities are here?
At Glen Haffey, we have 2 public stocked ponds. They're stocked pretty much every day, and we're open 7 days a week from the last Saturday in April until Thanksgiving. We also have a fly fishing club, which we offer memberships for, and that operates from mid-April until November.
How did Glen Haffey get its name?
That's a good question. I was told that the Glen stands for a valley, so the park is sort of in a valley, part of it anyway. And Haffey was the name of the original owner of the first piece of property that was purchased for the park in the early 1950s.
What kind of trout are in the ponds?
We stock all rainbow trout, so we raise them right from eggs and we stock them into the ponds.
Can we tour the farm?
Sure.
We're here outside at the raceway with Mr. Patterson. How old are these fish?
The ones in this raceway are about 8 months old, so they're approximately 3 to 4 inches. They were the first ones that we brought out of the hatchery this spring.
How deep are the ponds?
Our raceways are approximately 1 meter deep, sometimes a little deeper. The shallower water helps for the exchange of water so that we can exchange the water more quickly. If the ponds were really deep, then it would take a long time for the water to exchange. In a hatchery, what you really want to do is have fresh water going through all the time.
How cold do you keep the ponds here?
Our temperature is regulated by the temperature of our springs. The springs that feed the hatchery are pretty constant at 8.5 Celsius. Obviously, during the summer, the water warms up a little bit from the sun. We have lots of shade trees around, as you can see. We also have shade cloths over some of our ponds, which helps keep the temperature down. Rainbow trout are much more comfortable at 10 degrees than they are at 12 or 14. So the closer we can keep to 10, the better it is.
How do you keep them cold in a hot summer?
Well, it's very difficult, and depending if it's an extended period of heat, obviously in the daytime we stay away from the fish because the water's warmed up. The oxygen levels are down. During the evening it cools down a little bit, we can feed them. We also have aerators in all of our ponds, which helps keep the oxygen levels up. We're more concerned with the sun taking oxygen out of the water than we are about the water warming up too much.
I noticed the wired fencing. What is it?
Well, that's a little thing that we put up to help us with our predator situation. We have a lot of raccoons and blue herons that are attracted to the hatchery because of the food source. So we have it's a cattle fencer. Doesn't really hurt them, but it kind of deters them from fishing in our ponds.
How do you move the fish from pond to pond?
From pond to pond is kind of easy. We have each pond is a little higher than the one after it, so basically we take the screen out and we lift the boards one at a time, and the fish sort of go down to the next pond, and then we bring the pond above that into that one, and it takes about 4 hours to move everything.
Why do you move the fish?
Well, we have a progression of sizes, so at the top end is our smaller fish. At the very bottom, on our 4th pond, is our larger fish. And we stock from that pond into our public ponds. As the numbers go down in there, we move the next pond into it and so on. So as they go down, they grow.
How do you feed the fish in the summer ponds?
It's all the outside fish are fed by hand, and When we can, it's twice a day to grow them. When it's really hot, maybe once a day just so they don't get too hungry.
Hey, can we feed some fish?
Sure, let's go do it.